This show is proudly sponsored by TraderCobb.com, the leaders in checklist-based trading strategy. Yes, that's exactly how it sounds. I'll teach you a literal checklist so you can tick off items and be decisive very quickly. Get across to TraderCobb.com where there's a bunch of free content there for you to have a look at. And of course, if you're interested in having me come to your city, click and register for the live events coming up and filling fast. Have a great day. Visit TraderCobb.com now.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. Today's guest is joining me from, I believe you're in Singapore right now, yeah?
Yeah, true.
In Singapore. Now, this guy's been around the space for quite some time. He is quite nimble, has been in the space for a very long time, and is now the founder and CEO of BlockShow. Now, if you haven't heard about BlockShow, you're about to, because it's a big dog in the space. It is one of the biggest kind of shows, I suppose, as far as expo type things that's out there right now. So it's an absolute pleasure and an honor to be speaking with Addy Crezee, who is, as I said, the CEO at BlockShow. Thank you so much for your time, mate.
Thank you so much, Craig, for such a nice introduction. Can't say I've been in the space for long, just like since beginning of 2014. But yeah, trying to bring some value to this community.
You and me both. High five on that one. So let's kick off with a bit about you. Okay, so 2014, of course, that might not seem early for you. You probably know people that have been way before. But for a lot of people listening to this podcast or watching this show right now, it is considered to be quite early. Let's be honest, 5 years in this space, you know, it's only 10 years old. You're at the halfway point. And in those days, it was a very sort of futuristic, insightful person that was able to actually grasp a hold of what this space could actually be. Now, what were you doing before you got into the blockchain and cryptocurrency space?
So before cryptocurrency, I was doing different startups. Actually, one startup is just connected with restaurants. So I was trying to develop a mobile tool for booking tables in the restaurants, which failed. I was doing that in the university, and then I was working for just a website studio, which is pretty dull, and that was fired from there. So yeah, and after that, it was 2014. I entered Cointelegraph at those days and was working just as a product manager. So why I'm saying that like 2014 is not that early is because I know people that are in the space since 2010, 2011, really doing stuff and bidding, you know. I was just more, so yeah, I was trying like to facilitate growth and sales with Cointelegraph, but it was not like, so with BlockShow, I'm really like contributing to the whole community by meeting all of that people, right? Like-minded people. So that's what I call like real bidding. And that's what I'm doing since 2016. So from 2014 to 2016, it's mainly contributing to Cointelegraph.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me this. Did you get a job in Cointelegraph before you knew about crypto, or did it lead, like what led, did the tail wag the dog, or what happened there?
So yeah, it actually with Cointelegraph, I got to know more about crypto and Bitcoin and everything. Before that, I just heard that, hey, but you know, I was 22. I was 22 when I joined Cointelegraph. So it was like, I just graduated from the university, and mainly what I knew is that some decentralized finance concept coin is coming in, and of course all of us heard lots of shady things through media, like using Bitcoin to buy drugs and blah blah blah. And frankly, at those days, I was kind of influenced by these rumors. Only after when I talked to many like interesting people and they told me what it is really about, and I mean, you understand what I'm saying, like freedom and all of that things, decentralization, censorship resistance, and all of that things. I realized, oh, that's kind of a big thing, and I thought, okay, maybe I help blockchain entrepreneurs here. So I left Cointelegraph and we started like raising funds for blockchain startups in 2015.
Yep. Wow.
And that was a little bit of complicated. Investors like didn't find it that interesting. They were mainly like They were mainly, they've heard about it, but nothing. They didn't really invest a lot. We helped like to raise like around 800K for 2 projects.
Back then,
But that
that's a chunk of change back then, right? I mean, that we're talking about what,
true.
2016, you're saying? Yeah?
Yeah, 2015,
That's
16.
before the massive
Yeah.
ICO boom.
True. So what I'm thinking, like, oh, if I stayed in that investment scene for longer, maybe I would play a bigger role in the ICO scene. But that's not really what I mean, like, I'm not enthusiastic about that. I don't like to be like kind of a catalyst between entrepreneurs and investors. Yeah, it's fine. It helps entrepreneurs, but it doesn't help me in terms of. So I'm not enthusiastic about that. And in 2016, I mean, like, I just thought, okay, what should I do next? So I put a T-shirt saying like, "You want to know about blockchain? Ask me." I went to a startup conference in Helsinki, and I had around 200 to 300 people just coming to me. It was like there was a real queue, a real line, and I thought, oh, that's a lot. That's just a T-shirt attracting so many people, and just a bold guy like me. So I thought, okay, maybe I would just have an event, not about Bitcoin but about blockchain, and that's how it started. I also reached out to Cointelegraph guys, and we started BlockShow, which is one family with Cointelegraph. So basically, yeah, that's the road to BlockShow
Because it's
on
an
my side.
absolute beast. I mean, I was on the website before. I mean, the amount of like views or something that the website get, like 57 million impressions or something like that a month. Was that what I read right? 57 million page views per month. Now, was that Cointelegraph or was that BlockShow?
Uh, 57 million views. I guess it's for Cointelegraph. It's not
Right.
for BlockShow. Yeah.
Right. 'Cause, I mean,
So
those
BlockShow.
guys are killing it right now, right? I mean, they obviously, their model is news and advertising, and that sort of thing, which is it's a model that works. But they've really grabbed a hold of a large part of the market there, and it's interesting to see. So are they sort of sponsoring it and coming in as a partner along the lines? Is that sort of how the relationship works between BlockShow and Cointelegraph?
So yeah, we are we are one family, right? But
Right.
different entities. And Cointelegraph played a big role in spreading the word about BlockShow at the beginning, right? And
Mm.
still, we are working very closely together because BlockShow produces lots of content. So that's where Cointelegraph can come and create this exclusive content and cover all of that. So yeah, it's a mutually beneficial partnership. And regarding Cointelegraph and its market share, yeah, they're doing a great job. They're mainly focused on news, right? So if you wanna go and find quick, relevant news in this in our field, Cointelegraph is the right location for that. So yeah, definitely. There are other media, like, I don't know, maybe the Block, for example, but it's more about the research, right? So,
Yeah.
but for the news, yeah, they're doing a really great job, and improving a lot in terms of content, media integrity, and all of that things. So yeah, they're really. I read Cointelegraph not because I'm with them, but yeah, it's just news which people need. So
Mm. And look,
yeah.
with BlockShow Asia, I mean, this is coming up on the 14th and 15th of November at Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. How many people are you expecting to get along to this type of event?
So every BlockShow is like not less than 3,000 people usually, right? So that's the target, 3 to 5,000, depending on the market conditions. 3K is like the amount that we think is really like worth it. So when it's more, it's kind of a little bit of a different event where it's harder to network, and you need to spend you probably need 3 days for such a big event.
Yep.
So if we have more, I guess we will just make it 3 days. But for now, it's 3K and 2 days. But 2 days of BlockShow, right? We are also calling it a festival of decentralized technology. So at BlockShow, we have 10 tracks like trading, investments, AI, development, and so on and so forth, for spread for 2 days. And there are lots of events around. So yeah, the events like probably around 7 days from November 12th to November
So
17th or
leading in and
19th.
then leading out sort of thing. Very, very similar to like
Yeah.
consensus. I mean, there's Ethereum, there's a whole bunch of growing. The consensus for me, it's a little bit too full on. As you say, too much going on. It's hard to network. I just, when I was there in New York, not last year, the year before, no, last year, yeah. It was just, it was too, I walked into consensus, walked around, did some interviews, and walked straight back out. Far too full on for me. Not really the crowd that I'm looking for. Whereas I much prefer An event where I'm able to breathe is probably a really good thing, and speak to the right
True.
people.
True. I'm not a big fan of consensus because they're more like corporate focused,
Mm.
and some of their shows really like. Don't want to be rude, but not a big fan. My idea, the idea of BlockShow is having a community event, right? An event of like-minded people where people can really find consensus among them. So that's the thing, and that's why we're doing that. I'm a big believer in the like decentralized finance concept, web,
Yeah.
right? In the change of the governance, and many people around share these thoughts, and we want these people to meet. Oh, we don't want like I don't know, just regular people that want to know about I don't want people from our community meet people asking about Bitcoin at the event.
Yeah.
They can Google it for that.
Yeah.
So what I want is people building partnerships at BlockShow, right? Discussing real problems and finding solutions. So that's what we're about. So so if you are from the community and you should be at BlockShow. If you're just a guy who I don't know who wants to know more, you better you can come, but you better just Google it.
Yep. Now you've got a lot of people there that I've interviewed. A lot of people that I've interviewed on this show. And in fact, I mean, Justin's son. We haven't got to him just yet, but he seems to be your big dog. I haven't got to Charlie Trem either. But there's a number of people in here that I do recognise. You've got quite a star-studded list of speakers, and a lot of them. Have you filled out the speaker list yet, or are you still working on that as you sort of go through? I mean, obviously it's not that far away, but it's far enough. That you've got
It's
to
for
have.
the community, yeah. So for us, it's 4 months to go, and that's just like only half of the list. So we are working now on 2 really big debates for the community. Not just debates between regular Twitter stars or something, but really on guys that are middling, and so there will be some kind of a spoiler here. So guys who are working on the same thing for the community, so like Satoshi ideas, but they have chosen different routes.
Yep.
So our goal now is to have them debating. I don't want to tell the names, but so 2 really big debates. Plus, we are really working on bringing big tech guys and company and big business representatives doing something in blockchain and implementing that, sharing their views and experience, because that's important to have really big people coming in and start entrepreneurs and businesses, right? Plus, the speaker lineup is only on the development, and the guys that you see, it's just the beginning. So big tech guys, entrepreneurs, plus 2 real big debates are coming.
Yeah, okay. And look, what's the goal? I mean, BlockShow is doing very well by the look of it. It's growing. It seems to have the right type of people. What I do like that you said was it's not just about the people that have all the followers, like the Twitterati and all that sort of stuff. Because you know what? I had a big rant about that today. I was sort of saying how annoying it is that people keep telling me that they've lost money or they've followed this person's advice and it didn't work out. And it's like, God damn it. Why are you following them? Because they've got a lot of followers. Is that the qualification for being smart? So it's good that the people that you've got are actually people with integrity, that are doing things, that are building, as you say. And I think that's really, really important for the longevity of BlockShow, but also bringing in the right crowd. Who do you think this is going to appeal to most, and who do you think is going to be in the markets entering into the market next, from your point of view? I'm really interested to hear that.
So that's true. It's very important to have content people, right? And regarding who is that interested for, so I just said that we have 10 tracks, right? And we 10 tracks or conferences. So the launch strategy goal is to have like some of them separately, like BlockShow Gaming Conference, for example, having in Seoul, because I'm a big believer in gaming and that can bring millions of people in crypto like it did with the internet back in the days. So trading conference would be interested for traders, right? And for those people. Development conference is interesting for developers. We're also having a gaming hackathon and all of that kind of things. For gamers, we have and game developers, we have a gaming tournament and a gaming hackathon. So we try to target different parts of the industry,
Yep.
right? By bringing them the content, the right people, and the right activities around the event. That's why I've said that it's today's main BlockShow, but there are activities around. So different people are at BlockShow. The main thing here is that they all are from the community and they building, investing, or working, right? Like we just had a talk with you, and probably if you are there, you're a trader,
Yep.
right? So, and you would be interested in trading conference. So this is how we attract people from different parts of the industry. As for content, really working on that. We are not, so of course you should have like famous people, famous entrepreneurs, like, I don't know, like you've just said, Justin Sun or Charlie Schramm, or, but the majority of the speakers are not that famous, but they are builders, right? So for that, we are working with ecosystem partners for each track, for each conference, that are helping us with content, that are helping us with finding relevant speakers. So that's how we work on that.
I think it's great. It's really important to have the right people, as I was saying. Now, what are the things that you think's holding the space back at the moment? I know that we've had a really strong run. Let's talk to the markets for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are in the position where you've been around for a long time. You've seen it all before, and here we are yet again. We've seen it's 344% move from the 3,200 low to the just shy of 14,000 high. I've been calling for 35% pullback for quite some time. I think this one might even go as far as 40 if we're lucky. Fingers crossed. A lot of the community screams and cries and calls it manipulation when the market falls, but not when it goes up. What is going to be the next wave for us? Are we going to see a new individual come in? Are we looking more at institutions? Obviously, the CME's volumes are increasing, which is a direct indicator of institutional players entering the space because they need derivatives to hedge their portfolios. But who's going to bring that next move in? Because institutions are not going to be buying through exchanges. We're not going to see their involvement just yet. They'll be buying direct, clean coins, direct from miners for their ETF, if that's what they're looking to do, because that makes it much more easy to regulate. They'll be buying it OTC if they're looking for exposure with derivative products. Who's coming next to drive this? Because retail is what drives this market. Do you know, or do you have an idea around who you think is next?
So frankly, I don't think that institutions have really come into the industry yet.
They're dripping.
So that's only the wave, and all this, how they call that, manipulations. I mean, like, of course there are many manipulators on the market, but
like any market.
But when the crypto is going up and all of the rates are going up for like 4 months, it's not manipulation, right? It's it's the real run.
Adoption.
It's the real run. Yeah.
No, that's what they call it. When the market there's a lot of immaturity in this space, dude. You got to remember that, Addy, that a lot of people, that there's a new investors, they're new players in this space. A lot of them are very immature, very, very emotional, right? That's why we see these huge moves. So when it goes down, they blame someone else. When it goes up, they are a genius. Don't forget that.
So for me, the current downfall is just a signal to buy.
Positive.
Yeah, because I'm positive about that. I'm positive about this volatility. Frankly, I mean, like, if I were a daily trader, probably it would be good for me if I trade right, right? But I'm a hodler, so I just buy when it goes. I try to buy at the deep, and not at the deep, but when it went to the deep and then started going up.
That's the difference. Wait for the move. Yep.
Yeah, so that's how I'm trying to do. And but the question was, what will be the next wave and what will drive the next wave, right? So for me, I have 2 points. So you mentioned institutional investors, right? So that's an interesting topic. So institutional investors, true, they won't go through like traditional exchanges, I don't know, Binance or any other for retail ones, right? So true, they're going through ODC, they're going to miners and all of that things, and they haven't come yet because the regulation isn't clear yet. So maybe they pull some of their funds into that, I don't know, but very, very little amounts. So we can talk about regulation about institutional guys only when regulation comes, and when all of this STO thing comes out, which is yet to be done.
Slow
right?
burner.
It's at least
positive.
1 to 3 years at least. So I believe that, of course, it's all about the retail now, and such things as Libra help us. Many people. I mean, in terms of trust, right? They really help.
Legitimacy,
they really
man.
help.
You've got the most innovative company in the world talking about cryptocurrency in a positive
Yeah.
light. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You can't buy that sort of PR.
Yes, that's true. So that's a great PR, right? That's really cool. Even did you hear that JP Morgan is starting their own coin, right?
Yeah.
Many people even don't know because everyone is talking about Libra.
Yeah.
So I really believe that Libra will help just regular people to investigate on
Yep.
cryptocurrencies and probably buy more and start using that, gaming and all of that things, right? This is where the adoption comes. It's not about the rates going up. Rate is a good indicator for interest,
Yep.
right? But a bigger indicator is the network and the load of that network. So in my opinion, yeah, gaming and the new really big companies coming and stepping into the space and promoting crypto to retail people is the new wave. When it happens, I don't know for sure. It's happening now. When will be the next huge wave? We'll see. We'll see. I guess that now it's much more mature, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a just going up constantly. So yeah, time will show. Probably by the end of this year, we will see new time highs.
I hope you're right, Addy. I hope you
Me
are right.
too.
Hey, mate, look, we have seen a very good start. We need to have that pullback before we see that extension based on my analysis and how I trade. I've been wrong before and I'll be wrong again. But we've got to have our own theories, our own thoughts. We've got to act upon those. Now, speaking of acting upon certain things, can you tell us where we can find out more information about BlockShow, how to get involved, all this sort of stuff, where to find more about yourself as well so that the audience can get more involved?
Oh, sure. So mainly where you can find more info about BlockShow is blockshow.com. So you can just go straight there. Yeah, you can just go straight there and find lots of information about speakers, about the upcoming events and all of that kind of things, right? Plus, there are lots of like media stuff around in the internet, so that you can take a look at the videos and so that you raise your trust in us, because we have been doing that for quite a while already. So as for me, you can find me on Twitter, Addy Crezee. Just find me there. I'm retweeting stuff BlockShow is doing. I'm doing. I started my YouTube blog now, so I'm doing
Cool.
just starting. So no heavy promotion. Just doing videos with different tech people and asking them interesting, sometimes silly, sometimes not silly questions. So that's it. And on Cointelegraph as well. You can go to Cointelegraph and find information about BlockShow there too. So yeah, that's it.
Excellent, mate. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to meet you, speak with you, and hear what you're up to. I'm sure we've got lots to speak about for BlockShow. Might try and get over there for November 14th, 15th. Lovely country. Want to get back over there as soon as I possibly can. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Addy Crezee, founder and CEO of BlockShow. Thank you so much for your time, mate.
Thank you so much, Craig, and thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic day. Bye for now. This show is proudly sponsored by TraderCobb.com, the leaders in checklist-based trading strategy. Yes, that's exactly how it sounds. I'll teach you a literal checklist so you can tick off items and be decisive very quickly. Get across to TraderCobb.com, where there's a bunch of free content there for you to have a look at. And of course, if you're interested in having me come to your city, click and register for the live events coming up and filling fast. Have a great day. Visit TraderCobb.com now.